signs.
The Crusades were literally seen as a working out of the prophecies of Revelation because they were armies under the cross of Christ moving into the Holy Land, the site of the Battle of Armageddon, and doing battle with infidel armies who they saw as diabolical.
To this day, the Armageddon prophecy continues to exert a powerful hold on people's imaginations. Some of the more knowledgeable believers in the prophecy think we could be on the verge of Armageddon today.
We live in a brutal, chaotic world, so much so that with weapons of mass destruction available and rogue individuals and nations and terrorists and so on, people are afraid that maybe this could be the end.
To believers, the looming threat of nuclear war has always been tied to the concept of Armageddon.
Looking at the nuclear arms buildup, the missing Russian suitcase nukes out of the former Soviet Union, the cataclysmic plagues of biological warfare being stored and manufactured in laboratories, I don't think there's ever been a time in the history of mankind where we have had the technology to literally decimate our world in a matter of weeks or months.
As other weapons of mass destruction have emerged, even secular experts evoked images that echo the prophecy.
There could be nuclear exchange. At which point, to protect our own interests, do we get involved with that or not? And if so, at what capacity? Do we launch strike packages to neutralize nuclear threat? Or do we just say, let's just have at it?
If the final prophecy culminates in nuclear Armageddon, the end will be similar to those caused by a large asteroid impact or a huge supervolcano eruption. The devastation of war will be followed by a nuclear winter, a shroud-like cloud of radioactive debris that will envelop the globe in darkness.
We would now lower our global climate temperature by at least 10 degrees. As it got perpetually worse, we're screwed. And then the prevailing precipitation that would fall in the form of snow would be completely radioactive.
In this frozen hell, we would meet our final apocalypse. But apocalypse doesn't mean our demise. It means something to be revealed. The journey through the seven signs only appears to be an unending litany of death and destruction. Starting with the four horsemen of the apocalypse, progressing to a mounting crescendo of horrific disasters, culminating with a final battle that could destroy everything on the planet. But to believers in the prophecy, the seven signs are not a countdown to the end of time. The signs signal a new beginning, a startling and symbolic wake-up call.
The purpose is to grab a rebellious mankind's attention in an effort to bring mankind back to himself.
And this is where the mystery of the seven signs is finally revealed. For amidst the devastation of the last sign, there is an unexpected end to Armageddon.
And I saw an angel come down from the heaven, and he laid hold on Satan, and bound him, and cast him into the bottomless pit.
Armageddon ends. Satan is defeated. Good triumphs over evil. And a period of peace and happiness begins on earth that will last 1,000 years.
The bottom line is this: God's not some angry tyrant slinging down lightning bolts. God is love, and apocalypse is the unveiling of everlasting love. That's what it's all about. It's not about torture, and it's not about disease. It's about the love of God and bringing in a brand new world.
Yes, the prophecy is meant to terrify a rebellious mankind. But it ends on a note of hope. That deep human need for hope is one of the main reasons why the seven signs are still relevant today.
The book of Revelation has never been read with more earnest true belief than it is today. There's a certain irony there because we live in an age of science, of very advanced knowledge about the here and now, and yet even with all that advanced knowledge, there are people who say all that really matters is your religious beliefs, and those will be the final test of whether you live forever in paradise or burn forever in the lake of fire.
Are the 7 signs unfolding now? Despite all the evidence, it's still impossible to tell for sure. But there's one thing that can be said. The prophecy is every bit as powerful now as it was the very day it was written.